We've been researching Tulsa, Oklahoma, and you want to know a little bit more about Tulsa. You want to know what it's like to live here, and several other questions. You're just in the research phase, then you're going to want to stay for this video because I'm going to go over some commonly asked questions about Tulsa, Oklahoma and our surrounding suburbs. Okay, and make sure you stay until the end because I'm going to tell you something about Tulsa that you are not going to find out on the internet. And if this is your first time to our channel and you want to know everything that there is to know about living in Tulsa, Oklahoma or the surrounding suburbs, then tap that little bell notification and subscribe. That way you can be the first to know what's going on in our local Tulsa area real estate market. I'm Sabrina Shaw. I am a local real estate agent here in the Tulsa area, and I get calls every single day from people just like you who need help making that move to Tulsa, Oklahoma. And let me tell you, my team and I absolutely love it. So, you know, whether you're moving in 9 days, 90 days, 9 months, or you're just starting the research phase and thinking about it, then, you know, give us a call, send us a text, shoot us an email, jump on a Zoom call, and we would love to help you make that seamless move to Tulsa, Oklahoma. The question that most people ask is Tulsa a good place to live? And for me, I'm going to tell you, yes, I think that Tulsa is a great place to live. We have, you know, affordable housing. Our prices on housing have increased just like it has throughout the country, but Tulsa is still an affordable place to be. And of course, those surrounding suburbs. We have all 4 seasons. Now, in the winter, it gets really cold. In the summer, it gets really hot. But our spring and fall are amazing, and it's such an enjoyable time. You can enjoy the patio weather, go sit out on patios. There's places that have live music. Sometimes there's not like music everywhere, but you know, there's definitely places where you can go out and enjoy live music. Movies on the lawn, yoga's on the lawn. You can hike, you can go to Riverside and be active. You can go to the gathering place. So there's so many things to do. As far as finding places to live, Tulsa has so many charming neighborhoods. And then the suburbs, there's so many nice suburbs around Tulsa. So you really have this plethora of places to pick that can meet the needs, you know, for you and your family. So is Tulsa a great place to live? I think so. And honestly, it's not perfect. I've done a couple of videos on, you know, the bad things about Tulsa, the things that I hate about Tulsa. It's not all rainbows and roses, but it really is a good place to live. Okay, well, here's one of the not rainbows and roses. Is Tulsa, Oklahoma safe? Okay, well, I will tell you, in going around Tulsa, you know, I'm in Tulsa. I don't live in Tulsa. I live in one of the surrounding suburbs, but I am in Tulsa almost every single day. I work out in Tulsa. I golf in Tulsa. I eat at the local restaurants in Tulsa. So I am there all the time and in the surrounding suburbs. And I'm telling you, anywhere that I go, I feel very safe. Now, are there places in Tulsa that I wouldn't go? Yes, there are. There's places that I wouldn't, you know, that I would try to stay away from, period. There's places that I might not, you know, want to go at night, or if I was by myself. It's going to be different if I'm in my car or, you know, if I'm outside going somewhere. So I'm definitely going to take that into account. So are all areas of Tulsa safe? No. But for the most part, are they? Yes. But there are definitely pockets that I wouldn't go in. Same with the surrounding suburbs. And our surrounding suburbs, you know, really are pretty safe too. Tulsa's been on the first 48. I mean, there's definitely, you know, if you look up Tulsa's crime rate, it shows up as one of the most dangerous cities. So you've just got to keep that in mind. And I will go over that in a second. But I mean, so if you look up Tulsa, it doesn't look safe. And if you're looking at statistics, then, you know, comparatively to other cities, it's not as safe. I'm telling you, I feel safe. Now I'm aware of my surroundings. If I happen to be somewhere, you know, in the evening or early mornings, or there's not a lot of people around, or I'm not familiar with the area, even when I am, I'm still going to, you know, look around and be aware of my surroundings. If someone comes at me, which has never ever happened, you know, I would be ready to fight like hell and know that if I'm going to be in that position, to not go down without a fight. But the chances of that happening, you know, are really just so slim. Now also, I will say, you know, there are areas of Tulsa that I totally feel safe in that have had some random crime, and so you've got to be aware of that too. You know, things can always happen, but for me, I feel like Tulsa is safe for my family, for my kids. Now going to the crime rate. What is the crime rate in Tulsa? Okay, so the crime rate, let's just, you know, look at this. And I said I was going to show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Let's look at this. Murder, Tulsa, this is per 100,000 people, 14.6. In Oklahoma, the average is 7.4, nationally 6.5. So that is significantly higher. Rape, 92.5 per 100,000 in Tulsa, nationally 38.4. Robbery, 146.4, national 73.9. Assault, 853, nationally 279. Violent crime, 1,107, national 388. Okay, look at this: burglary, theft, vehicle theft, property crime. Okay, Tulsa is significantly higher. We get an F in crime. Geez, it's not funny. So I will tell you, when I was researching crime, the numbers are significantly higher than the national average. So when you're Googling crime, Tulsa is going to pop up there. So that is something, that's a fact, something to be aware of. Our crime rate is higher. I still feel safe. How big is Tulsa, Oklahoma? What's the population of Tulsa, Oklahoma? Well, according to the 2020 census, the projected population for, 2023 is 412,000, roughly, approximately. When you put that into the Tulsa metro area, then it becomes, over 1 million. So that is, all the surrounding suburbs of Tulsa. What are your best suburbs in Tulsa, Oklahoma? You're going to have Bixby, Jinx, Owasso, Broken Arrow. Those are going to be your main ones. There's also smaller suburbs like Sand Springs, Sapulpa, Claremore, Glenpool, Coweta, Catoosa. And then you've got your little rural areas like Kiefer Mounds, Glenpool, Sperry, Collinsville, Inola, Verdigris. So you've got all within very close range to Tulsa. You've got a broad spectrum, being city, being very suburban, and being rural. What is the industry for Tulsa? When you think of Tulsa, when you think of Oklahoma, you're probably thinking energy, you're probably thinking oil. Well, the energy sector is still very big here, and that is production, transportation, variety of energy. And usually when the energy industry gets hit, Oklahoma gets really hard. But Oklahoma has really, the Tulsa area has started, diversifying their economy. So now Tulsa has more aerospace, technology, manufacturing, healthcare, film industry is actually getting big here, small business. So Tulsa's diversification of the industry has really expanded, over the past 10 years. What's the difference between Tulsa and Oklahoma City? I get that question all the time, and it's something that I really plan to research a lot more. I can tell you just the differences from, when I go to Oklahoma City, if I'm going to watch an OU game, then I'm going through Oklahoma City. When I was in education, the State Department of Education is there, so I was in Oklahoma City a lot. So I am in Oklahoma City, periodically. It's about an hour and a half away from Tulsa. To me, it seems more industrial. It doesn't seem as charming. These are just my opinions. They're not any facts. Tulsa seems more welcoming. It seems more small town. You still have a great downtown, great entertainment and things like that. But you just got this, this smaller town fun feel. I don't know. I can't put it into words. I like the vibe better. I like the neighborhoods better. I like the suburbs better. I like the actual city, the entertainment better. But it is a video that I'm going to be doing where I'll research and look at actual facts. Does Tulsa have tornadoes? Yes, 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 we have tornadoes. You move to Oklahoma at all, your chances of being in a tornado are high. In Tulsa, we average 3 a year. You've got to remember that as an average. It averages like 1 fatality a year, but again, you've got to think of how averages work. So really, there have been a couple big storms. Looks like 1960, 1974, really big tornadoes that hit Tulsa where we did have fatalities. So you've got to think about that average. For the most part, our tornadoes, they're on a scale based on wind speed and how catastrophic they are, how high the winds go. And so Tulsa's are much, much lower. And I'm gonna show you, on a map to where you can see that. So since 1950, there's been 214 tornadoes, and that's an average of 3 a year. A lot of people in Oklahoma have storm shelters, and a lot of people don't. There are plenty of reputable storm shelter companies, and if that's something that's just very important to you and you're moving from another state here to Tulsa, you can get a storm shelter put in, and that is something that is practice here, that's fairly common and that could give you peace of mind. I know that I have some clients and they were like, oh my goodness, your wind, your storms, like it's crazy to them and it's scary, which is just like a storm here. Although we did just have the craziest storm ever And I read it only happens like every 100 years, and it wasn't a tornado, is like considered an inland hurricane, which is interesting in itself. There's a funny story behind it. If you watch some of my videos, you'll hear me talk about Travis Meyer. He's our weather guy. In Oklahoma, when there's gonna be a tornado warning, like we have warning, you know, plenty of time, most of the time. We have a good amount of warning. Travis Meyer, you know, is on the TV. He's our meteorologist. He's on, you know, the TV talking to the storm chasers, who needs to take cover, going through all the radars and all that. And so he recently got married and he was on his honeymoon, and we had this inland hurricane storm that was crazy come through Tulsa, and he is Tulsa's, you know, meteorologist. We had so much storm damage, you know, wind damage is what it was. A lot of people lost electricity, so many trees down, and this was Tulsa and surrounding suburbs. So there were, you know, memes all over like the Tulsa Facebook world of the weather saying, we'll show you Travis Meyer, you know, you take off for a day and this is what happens. So it's pretty funny, but that was the most damage we've had in a long time. A few years ago, we had a tornado hit Tulsa that did a lot of damage too. And really those are the ones that I remember the most in the past 20 years. I kind of answered this question, but what's it like living in Tulsa, Oklahoma? How is it living in Tulsa, Oklahoma? Okay, you're gonna need a vehicle. We don't really have public transportation. We don't have great public transportation. We do have it, the city's trying to implement it, but only going to go on a few places. I'm personally never going to use it. So it's not like you're in New York and, you know, you're on the subway. Totally different. So you're not gonna get around, you know, without a vehicle. We do have Uber, we do have Lyft, but from traveling and being in other big cities, our Uber and Lyft, we don't have as many opportunities, as many people doing that. And so you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer when you order an Uber or a Lyft, as when you're in like Dallas or Fort Worth or New York, other places like that. So I have noticed that. You know, I alluded to this earlier, I said it earlier, we have 4 seasons. Our fall and our spring are beautiful. Our summers are hot and our winters are cold. But in our summers, we do have, like, it does get really hot. Actually, this week it's supposed to hit 100, like 4 days out of the week. And so I don't even know what the heat index is going to be. But I'm in my air-conditioned house and I feel fantastic. In the evening when the sun goes down, probably around 8:30 or 9, I know that I can go out to the patio, I can bring my glass of wine, I can sit by my pool and enjoy the breeze and the weather. Will it still be warm? Like, I'm definitely not putting on you know, a sweatshirt. I'll still be in, you know, comfortable clothing. There's no reason to bring clothes that you think you're gonna be cold, but you can enjoy the breeze, and it's pretty enjoyable to sit and have a drink at night. In the mornings, I'll go out and walk my hill after my workout, sit outside and enjoy some coffee, and it's enjoyable. Again, before the sun comes up. Once the sun comes up, it's hot. You're gonna sweat if you're outside for 5 minutes. You go in a building, you're probably gonna be freezing because people crank the air conditioners. So that is something if you're gonna go in a restaurant, if you're gonna go shopping, or you're gonna go somewhere and it's summer, you probably will get cold because people crank up their ACs like crazy. In the fall, sometimes it can be like in the morning you go out and it's freezing, so you're gonna wear your warm clothing. Then by lunchtime, it feels like spring. Then by the afternoon, it's summer. So you like basically have to dress for 3 seasons occasionally. So that's fun. And our winters are cold. We get snow a couple times a year. Sometimes we get ice storms like every 10 years. School's usually called out at least once a year. We can't drive in the snow. Stay off the roads. We have great local restaurants. I am telling you, I am a big time foodie and I love to go different places and try different restaurants, try different kinds of food. I love local restaurants, you know, as opposed to the big chains. And I am telling you, Tulsa has so many good restaurants. If you want, send me a message and I'll send you over my list of recommendations for restaurants because we have so many good ones. If you're thinking about moving to Tulsa, you need to look at the schools. Tulsa has, you know, very high performing schools and it has very low performing schools. I think I said this earlier, a lot of the surrounding suburbs are, you know, some of the top schools in Oklahoma. So a lot of people that are moving to the Tulsa area end up choosing a suburb simply because of the schools. And many people that live in Tulsa also send their kids to private schools, and we have some great private schools in the Tulsa area. Cassia Hall, Montecasino, Lincoln Christian, plenty of good private schools too. And homeschool is becoming a big option too, where there's a lot of co-ops and things like that. You are always going to find something to do in Tulsa. There's the Gathering Place, there's Guthrie Green, there's the Philbrook Museum, there's Utica Square, the BOK Center. You know, you've got movies on the lawn, you've got yoga on the lawn, you've got little live music events, big concerts at the BOK Center. There is always something to do. You know, you can golf, you can go to parks, you can go to Riverside, be active, but there's a lot of little, you know, sports lounges, bars, just golfing, plenty of stuff to get involved in. I mean, really, there is something for everyone. It's easy, you know, it's easy to get involved. And I do hear that. They're like, oh, people from Tulsa are so nice. Like, they're genuinely nice, but it's hard to make friends. Well, you know, if you want to make friends, you know, that is harder. But, you know, find a good church. We have a church on every single corner. I go to Life Church and I invite you there. They have several campuses. Go to church. They have little small life groups. You can make friends there. There's volleyball clubs. There's runners clubs. There's bikers clubs. There's ski clubs. You know, get active. I have a golf group, a girls golf group. You know, join me there. There's volunteer opportunities, you know, volunteer at the Gathering Place. You know, if you're a young entrepreneur, there's places for that, you know. There's just several ways to get involved. And, you know, you just have to go to those things, put yourself out there. It's usually uncomfortable when you don't know anybody. It is definitely uncomfortable. That's for anybody. But just keep going and eventually you'll make friends. How's it living in Tulsa? It's slower paced here. If you're gonna go check out at the grocery store, you know, you're going to be, you know, talking to the cashier. They're gonna be giving you a compliment or, you know, talking about their day. Like, you know, you kind of have to slow down a little bit. Like I said, you're gonna be driving, you're gonna be commuting most likely, but things are close. Okay, what is Tulsa, Oklahoma known for? Tulsa is known for oil. Tulsa is known for being conservative. And now Tulsa is known for the Tulsa King. It's also known for affordability. And then downtown Tulsa also has this amazing Art Deco district. We have tours of our Art Deco, and I think it's called the Foundation of Architecture. I'm a member, I don't know why it's escaping me, but yeah, there's tunnel tours where you can go see our underground tunnels. You can see, they'll guide you on, you know, the buildings when we do Art Deco, the churches, the cathedrals. Oh my goodness, it is beautiful. So our architecture downtown is actually amazing, and we're known for that as well. I think there's a stereotype like we're country hicks, and I mean, we're definitely country, but I don't think it would match the stereotype at all. You definitely have, you know, probably a ton more big trucks here and things like that, but I don't know. I don't feel like we're country hick. I like our country. Okay, is Tulsa like Tulsa King? Nope. Nope. Tulsa is not like Tulsa King at all. Now, first of all, let's remember it is in a total different time period, and so that is the Tulsa they're depicting back then, not what Tulsa is now. So there are not similarities. I watched that show. I actually love it. I love Sylvester Stallone, and I do enjoy watching this show, but I'm like, that is not Tulsa. And actually, a lot of that show is filmed in Oklahoma City, believe it or not. Okay, what's there to do in Tulsa? I kind of answered, or I did answer this when I said, what is it like to live in Tulsa? Well, what is there to do in Tulsa? Be a foodie, love the local restaurants. There's plenty of little shopping areas, you know, a lot of boutique shopping, plenty of places to be active. There's Turkey Mountain, there's river parks, Riverside Drive, the Gathering Place. There's movies on the lawn in a lot of places. There's yoga on the lawn. There are tons of parks, tons of churches, you know, go to church. There's a lot of casinos, you know, that's your thing. And this next question kind of goes in with, you know, what's there to do? You know, is there a music scene? There's more of a music scene than I thought. I'm not a big music person, but there's the BOK Center, which has like big names coming through, you know, Garth Brooks. See, I can't even think of music, so I don't know, but like lots of big names. There's the Tulsa Theater for those performers that are, you know, just getting started or, you know, starting to make it big. There's the Cain's Ballroom. There's live music at Summer's Fifth Night at Utica Square. A lot of the restaurants will have music sometimes. Music on the patio. Polo Grill at Utica Square has someone playing there. The Mayo on the rooftop will have live music sometimes. You know, a lot of the nightlife areas, you know, they'll have live music. A lot of the casinos will have concerts or have areas where they have live music. Maggie's Music Box in Jinx is so good. I definitely would recommend going there. That was a fun one. Okay, and are you ready for what you're not going to find out about Tulsa on the internet? Okay, apparently we have huge spiders. And I've talked about our tarantulas before. You know, when I'm walking my neighborhood sometimes, you know, I've seen like 3 tarantulas this year. They are out there, they are huge, and they are scary. So I've warned about tarantulas, but I guess comparatively, like our wolf spiders are huge too. I was talking to some clients from Oregon that had moved down, that I guess they've been here for about three weeks or so, and they were like, oh my goodness, Sabrina, you did not tell us about the spiders, they're huge. And it cracked me up so much. I was like, they are? I was like, what kind of spiders are you used to? And they like did this, like little bitty spiders. But yeah, so we have, I mean, big wolf spiders. We had tarantulas, but like our wolf spiders are big too. Call a pest control company, have them spray around the house. But yeah, we have big spiders. Okay, I might need a part 2 of this, but these are some frequently asked questions about living in the Tulsa area. I hope that it was helpful. Feel free to reach out to me or someone on my team. We would love to answer questions for you. If you're thinking about making that move to Tulsa, Oklahoma, or one of the surrounding suburbs, call, text, email, jump on a Zoom call. We would love to show you around town.